Rolling over your 401k? I believe our industry has not done a very good job of preparing you for this. And in this video, I want to share with you three very important things that you need to be aware of so that you don't make a costly mistake. But before we get there, I want to make sure that you subscribe to our channel. So hit the notifications bell below so you're alerted to when we post new videos. What you're really asking when you're considering rolling over your 401k is, are you going to make the right choice so that you can have the confidence that you can pursue your retirement looking forward? And I've said it over and over again. I don't think our industry has done a good job of giving you this information so you can feel really confident looking forward. Let me help you out with that now. So the first topic really is, and I've talked about it over and over again here, the difference between the accumulation stage and the distribution stage. But let me put it in a little bit different way. So the accumulation stage is, planning and investing while you're working. The distribution stage is planning and investing while you're going to look towards retirement and into it. During your working years, you want to grow the money and you take on, a significant amount of risk. And during your retirement or distribution years, that shifts a little bit because it's more about income and maybe some growth. But what if you don't recognize this? What if you're taking on more risk than you should? Why is this important? Because for those who were looking to retire back in 2006, 2007, 2008, right into the face of a recession, what happens if the market takes a dive right now and you lose 20, 30, 40% of your portfolio? Let's go back a little further for those of you who can remember the tech bubble burst. Back in those days, and if you took a look at 401k plans, they had the technology and large cap growth funds, with all the big names, and they were going up and up and up and up and up. 1995, 7, 8, 9, and then 2000 happened. And we had 3 consecutive years of down markets. What happened if you retired in 1998, 99, 2000, and the markets took that dive? It's not unprecedented to see this. We are now looking at market highs, and that's not to say it's not going to continue higher or lower, but there's an underlying amount of risk associated and volatility with this. Are you prepared? And the reason why this is so important is, as you look at what you've done with your 401k plan in the past while you were working, it was pretty much a passive investment. In other words, you set it and you forgot it. And if you set it over a long period of time, 20, 30, 40 years, it probably worked out for you if you had, appropriate investments for you. But now as you go into retirement, you probably want to do a little bit more active management, which means either you need to get more informed and take more control of some of the minor adjustments that you need to make looking forward as you either manage it within your 401k plan, if there are enough investment choices there, or rolling it into your own self-directed IRA, or if you can't, you use a financial advisor. But this is something that's really key as you're moving forward, this whole concept of risk and how it could impact your retirement looking forward, and not to rely on that 401k as you had managed it previously. You have to do a shift, a little paradigm change in the way you think about this asset. So I'm going to give you the number 2 item, but I do want to tease you a little bit. There is a bonus. I'm going to give you a 4th item. I said there were only 3, but it dawned on me I'm going to give you a bonus one, but we'll get there at the end. The second one is cash is king, particularly in retirement. The more cash flow we have, the more flexibility we have, the more we can do what we want to do when we want to do it. And a big part of that is not just generating the income, but reducing the impact of taxes. So let me address this in 3 different items that you may not have thought about. So if you're retiring early and you are looking to generate income from your 401k, that you can find a way through what they call the Section 72T IRS code to avoid the early 10% penalty on the money you have coming out. So if you are 55, then the Section 72T allows you to take out, or mandates you take out for 5 years so that you can avoid the 10% penalty. Or if you retire earlier than age 55, then you must take out the distributions through to the age of 59 and a half. So if you retired at the age of 50, then you'd have to take it out to 59 and a half. If you retired at 55, it would just be a 5-year number to age 60. But that's the devil's in the details. The key is, if you set it up properly with equal and substantial income amounts on a monthly basis per the IRS tables, you can get your income out and avoid that early 10% penalty. You need to find out whether or not your 401k will allow it and whether the IRA will allow you to make a decision based on which is best for you. You don't want to blow this, by the way, because there are significant penalties if you make changes in the midst of it. So if you can do it on your own, great. If not, get the counsel on this one with regards to getting a financial advisor on your side. There's another part of this tax reduction that you need to be considering. Let's say you put a lot of money in your 401k in your company's stock. Seen that a lot, right? So if you go to retire, let's say you had $100,000 in your 401k in that stock, and the cost basis was $20,000. You could do what they call a net unrealized appreciation, NUA, and you could take the money out and pay taxes on the cost basis now, but the difference, the $80,000 difference, you could pay less tax than if you were to pay long-term capital gain tax. It is a more favorable tax treatment, that's the message, if you take a net unrealized appreciation, or NUA, and if you need a lot of money out early and you've got that big stock holding, then one way to reduce the impact of taxes is to utilize the NUA. The third thing that you need to be aware of, and it's a more recent piece of legislation, for some they have the after-tax component in their 401k. In the past, you had both the pre-tax and the after-tax, and sometimes advisors were not counseling their clients properly and rolling it all into one, not separating it out. It's important because you could have taken the after-tax out in a separate account and not have paid taxes on it when you took it out once you retired. Many advisors rolled it all into one, and then once you took it out of that one IRA, when you took the money out, you paid taxes. If you put it into a separate account, an after-tax account, you would not have paid taxes on it. But a better way to do it, even so, because of this new legislation, you are now allowed to roll the after-tax portion to a Roth IRA, so that when you take it out later, there are no taxes. We like that. And all of this is about being properly prepared for retirement, right? So check out our banner. Check out our quiz. It's a quick 2-minute quiz. It will give you the opportunity to answer a handful of questions and get scored on which of the 3 stages of retirement preparedness you are in. And I'll also give you a free chapter of my book and 2 worksheets that will help to provide you with some more clarity as you enter into this next stage of life. The third item to consider, and again, I'll get to the bonus in just a moment, but the third item to consider, and this is important because upwards of about 35 or 38% of folks who have 401ks have taken loans out against them. And if you move from that job or go to retire and you still have that loan and you're rolling that 401k into a new employer's 401k or into an IRA, it may very well be, let's say you have a $20,000 loan out, that you would not have to declare that $20,000 as income. And that could be costly. So make sure before you leave that employer or you go to retire, if you do have a loan, that you understand what that loan impact would be if you were to stop working there. Maybe plan in advance to make sure that you minimize the impact of that situation. And here's the bonus item. Something really important to consider 401ks versus rolling it over into an IRA, the beneficiary designation. Most people don't even think about it. It's sort of like, people who bought annuities, right? Or life insurance. They had a beneficiary there. Life may have changed along the way, but they never changed the beneficiary. They may have remarried and the old spouse is still a beneficiary. Or Aunt Polly is, the contingent beneficiary, and she passed away 12 years ago. But the beneficiary designations are really key and important as you make this transition into retirement, a part of the overall estate planning too, as you now think about taking care of your surviving spouse and your family. You may have more options, potentially, in terms of designations and language with beneficiary designations in the IRA than you have with the 401k. It's something to check out to make sure you don't lose that opportunity. And as I said to you, we've done our 7-step process and we've been in this business for 32 years. If you want to take a look and understand more about that 7-step process, go to our playlist.